In 2009, a young journalist named Susannah Cahalan was living her dream in New York City. She was ambitious, successful, and full of life. But suddenly, her world began to collapse into a nightmare. It began with headaches, small, constant pains that wouldn't go away. Then came fatigue, anxiety, and mood swings. Nothing seemed too unusual at first, until the symptoms worsened. Within weeks, Susannah's friends noticed drastic changes. She became paranoid, hearing voices, lashing out, and forgetting simple things. It was as if her mind was no longer her own. Her family grew desperate and rushed her to the hospital. Doctors assumed it was a psychiatric disorder, maybe schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. She was treated as a mental patient. But then the seizures started. Her body convulsed violently. She collapsed multiple times. This was no longer just a mental illness. Something else was happening inside her brain. Doctors prescribed psychiatric drugs, but nothing worked. Susannah got worse. She drifted into a state between life and death, unable to speak, unable to control her thoughts. Just when hope seemed lost, a new doctor entered her story. His name was Dr. Souhel Najjar, a Syrian-American, neurologist known for solving difficult medical mysteries. Dr. Najjar believed Susannah's problem wasn't purely psychiatric. He saw signs of something deeper, a physical disease that looked like madness. To prove his theory, Dr. Najjar performed a simple test. He asked Susannah to draw the face of a clock. The result shocked everyone. All the numbers were drawn on one side of the circle. It revealed her brain was under attack. Najjar discovered that Susannah was suffering from a rare autoimmune disease called Anti-NMDA receptor encephalitis. Her immune system was attacking her brain, causing hallucinations, paranoia, memory loss, and seizures. This disease is so rare that most doctors had never seen it before. Without Najjar's insight, Susannah would have been permanently institutionalized. Or worse, with the correct diagnosis, doctors began aggressive treatment, steroids, plasma exchange, and immunotherapy. Slowly, Susannah began to recover. It wasn't easy. She had to relearn how to speak, how to think clearly, how to remember her own life. Every step forward felt like a miracle. Months later, she was able to write again, to return to journalism, and to tell her story to the world. Against all odds, she survived. Susannah turned her terrifying journey into a best-selling memoir, Brain on Fire. It revealed the nightmare of being trapped inside your own mind. Her book was adapted into a Netflix film, bringing her story to millions of viewers worldwide. People finally understood the invisible line between madness and medicine, but none of it would have been possible without Dr. Souhel Najjar. His refusal to accept an easy diagnosis saved her life. To Susannah, he wasn't just a doctor, he was a hero. Because of this case, hospitals worldwide began to recognize Anti-NMDA receptor encephalitis. Thousands of patients who would have been misdiagnosed with psychiatric illness were finally saved. The story became a lesson for doctors. Always look deeper. Sometimes what looks like madness is actually biology. Susannah's case shows how fragile the human brain is. A single immune response can transform a healthy life into a nightmare. Her family's persistence also played a role. They refused to give up, pushing for more tests when doctors were ready to label her as crazy. Susannah has described her ordeal as losing her identity piece by piece, like watching herself vanish. Recovery meant rebuilding who she was from the ground up. Now, patients around the world benefit from her story. Every time a doctor recognizes this disease, it's partly thanks to Susannah and Dr. Najjar. What could have been just another tragedy became a beacon of hope. A reminder that science and determination can defeat even the strangest mysteries of the human body. Susannah Cahalan's survival is more than a medical miracle. It's a story of persistence, courage, and the brilliance of a doctor who refused to stop searching for answers. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the channel for more mysteries and real-life stories. If you want to see the full video, enter the channel. Bye.